Hello folks, today it will not be about art, it will be about baking. As you may or may not know, I'm actually a pastry chef by trade. Unfortunately, through a severe flour dust allergy, I won't be able to perform anymore, but it will not hold me back to bake every now and then. So today we're gonna do something called Julekake, which is a Norwegian Christmas bread. And I have everything prepared here. So actually, this came all together. A friend of mine, she asked me, that's a tradition in her home, where she's doing this Christmas bread every single year, and she asked me how I would do it. Now, if you are Norwegian, you might say, no, that's not how we do it. Well, let me tell you, there's hundreds of different recipes, so I am actually using a German recipe. And after comparing, actually I went online and I compared the different recipes. They're all very similar, so please follow along, and perhaps you will bake that cake tomorrow. So let's get to it. So here we have the ingredients. We have 320 gram of flour, 60 gram of sugar, 50 gram butter, 100 gram of orange and lemon peel, and also 1 tablespoon of raisins. We have 2 cardamom, which we'll open up and take the inside and we grind it up. Then we also need 2 teaspoons of yeast, 120 milliliter of milk, and a pinch of salt. Let's get to it. Okay, so we have the milk here lukewarm. We also add 30 milliliter of lukewarm water. Okay, we go with 1 tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons yeast. 1, 2. So now we're gonna mix this all up. Now, as you know, sugar and yeast, sugar will activate the yeast. So it's a little lumpy. Actually, let's just take a whisk. Okay, so now we're gonna set that aside for about 10 minutes. Let's clean up here. So I softened the butter in the meantime, and the rest of the sugar, that's gonna go in a minute in here. But first we're gonna take the cardamom. Now you can already, you can take cardamom which is already grounded, but I have the real stuff. So we open that up carefully and we take the seeds out. And that is actually in all recipes. That is an ingredient which is in all of them. And then here's the other one. I have the whole cardamom because my wife, she likes to do her chai tea, and I guess that's one of the ingredients. So anyways, we're gonna grind this out. So this is what it looks like. So 10 minutes have passed, you can see it starts to bubble. So let's activate it. So this is the 320 gram of flour. So what we're gonna do now, now I don't have a dough mixer, so we add this in here. We add the butter. And we add the remaining sugar. And of course, the cardamom. This is, that smell is really intense. And then of course we add just a hint of salt. And keep that in mind, salt, you should always keep away, like when you measure your ingredients, salt, keep it away from the yeast, because it will kill the yeast. But once you're ready to mix the dough, then they can be together. So now if the dough becomes too wet, you're gonna have to add a little bit flour. Every flour is a little bit different with their humidity content, so you have to be a little bit flexible. We're just gonna mix that a little bit with a spoon before we take it out on the. So after you've been doing this for a while, you can either roll it out or just like the way I do it, get it all flat out a little. And now this goes in here. So now okay, so this is all nicely mixed. What we're gonna do now, we'll put it in a bowl, cover it up nicely, and let it rest for at least an hour on a warm location. So folks, this has been rested for an hour. As you can see, it doubled in size. So we're taking this out. I prepared a baking tray with some wax paper. So what you have to do is now you just shape it again. This is how the professionals do it, so that the end is on the bottom. You can just do it like turning it in your hands. Okay. Make it nice and round. Now we let do rest it again just before we bake it. You have two options. You can brush it with milk and sprinkle some of the slivered almonds right on top of it. Or what I will do, I will actually toast the almonds first and add nothing, and later I add a sugar glazing with some toasted almonds on top of it. Okay, so let's rest that again before we put it in the oven. The oven is going to be preheated to 180 Celsius, which is, what's that in Fahrenheit? Well, I'm going to blend it in. I'm a metric guy. Okay, so look at this. Beautiful. We're just gonna brush it with egg. You can use egg wash, or I'm just using milk.
Are you finished baking? Oh.
And then we bake it at 180 Celsius, which I believe is 350 Fahrenheit. Now you're gonna have to check every now and then. If it gets too dark, you just take a piece of tin foil, cover it up, but it needs to bake approximately 30 minutes. So this is turned off, and here it is. So I had it in there for about 40 minutes. I will do a sugar glaze now out of icing sugar and lime juice, and add some toasted almonds on top. So all we need is icing sugar, I believe I have enough. So I made a little more, and I'm just gonna still a little warm. It should be cooled down a little more. Here you go. So, let's give it a try. My Christmas cup. Looks good. Out of this world. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.